larger facility designed for increased capacity and quicker turnaround time. George's deals directly with your insurance company, but they work for you. Call to schedule your estimate and repairs today. See the pros, Eric and Scooter Hoggett at George's Paint and Body Shop, 1215 JL Chestnut, Junior Boulevard. Call 334-871. George. On this Friday. They tend to think you're back to the memory regional level. Look a little different. New renovations are underway. It's part of the airport's renovation project. Right? Itself, original cost studies and updating the look and feel there. Take a week. Yeah, there's a festival. What do you see? It'll run through October 26th on the festival stage. You can check out the rest of the lineup using ASF. And after the gates will officially open at the African National Fair, known as the 11th Fall. Ground setting up the Rocket Games and it's all week. So every penny raised goes back to the
1490 WHBB. Good morning on this Friday morning, October the 3rd, 2025. And I am doing something a little different this morning. I keep having these issues with Facebook. So this morning I'm switching to YouTube. Now it's going to take a day or two, to work out some of the bugs. I don't see any real. Only the biggest bug with the YouTube channel is making sure it's placed in such a way that if you're not a subscriber already, that you can still access it. So I'm working that out. And what I'm going to do is take today's program. I just started recording on YouTube live. It's live. But I will take this program and download it to Facebook. So, well, anyway, we're going to get this. It's going to come together. It's just about I've got a few bugs to work out, but usually when I go through this kind of a process, it's usually for the better. And it's some sort of an improvement that is in the works that I necessarily missed and can't see, but the Lord sees it. So I'm following his lead. Okay. Good morning to you. 875-1490 and 1491 are the numbers to call if you have comments or questions. I was talking about prayer, and how powerful it is. Don't kid yourself. But now, even if you're an atheist and you don't believe in God, I respect your choice, but as the scripture says, as for me and my household, we will serve the Lord. I will serve the Lord. And it works for me. I've seen the power of God at work. So I'm not just telling you what somebody told me, or what I saw on TV or on Facebook or some other social media account. My personal experience with the Lord is strong and real. And I've seen it. I've seen some scary stuff too, but that's another story. I'm not going to get into that testimony this morning, but I just want you to know that I believe that prayer is powerful and that it's real. And STOP will be having their Selma Citywide Day of Prayer tomorrow morning from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. in Phoenix Park. That's across the street from the St. James Hotel, featuring Bob Armstrong. Do I need to say Reverend Bob Armstrong? I don't know. Former Judge Bob Armstrong. I know he'll be representing the Blue Jean Church here in Selma. They're pretty solid organization. I like the concept. You don't have to always dress up. Sometimes come as you are. And it's good to dress up too. Now I don't have anything against that. But come as you are. Blue Jean Church is what it kind of implies. Then they also have Reverend Dr. Frank Asamadu of Spring Hill AME Zion Church out of Prattville, and it's being presided over Deacon Rick Robinson of Score International in Tuscaloosa. And so we certainly want to encourage you to take advantage of and put that on your calendar. Um, a real good thing, a real good event to participate in. They're having a movie night tonight, I think 7 o'clock in Phoenix Park, a movie and drinks, popcorn, and it's free. That's kind of hard to beat, isn't it? And so that is part of their celebration. Now, tomorrow, there's a number of other events that are taking place that I certainly want to make sure we mention. Um, in a few minutes, I'm going to get into the interview that I did with Dr. Jimmy Martin. Really impressive. He's really impressive. I was really impressed with him and the mission of the health high school that is being developed in Demopolis. This is Alabama School of Healthcare Sciences, and they're having a statewide informational meeting on this Monday, October 6th, from 5:30 until 7 p.m. at Wallace Community College, Selma, in the Hank Sanders Room 12. Dr. Martin is the president of ASHS. And in a few minutes, I'm going to do that interview, play the interview I did with him yesterday evening on the telephone today. And, he really, really, really explained what's happening and what's going to happen on Monday. And I really want to encourage parents and students. Now we should have the benefit of, they say 2020 vision. Looking back, it's always easy to say, well, what you could do if I had to do something different. But remember, dual enrollment, to my knowledge, did not exist when I was in high school. In the last 20 or 30 years, dual enrollment happened. I don't know how many years exactly when the first year was until I don't know the exact year. It hadn't been that long, but I know it's made a big difference for a lot of people. Graduate from high school with an associate's degree and get a diploma and have 2 years in college if you decide you want to go the academic route. Not you have a skill set where you can get a job and employed when you get out of high school. I mean, that's a tremendous head start. And this is something similar that's happening with the Alabama School of Healthcare Sciences. We'll get into that in a few minutes. Before we get into that, I want to go to the some of the events that are going to be coming up this weekend that you need to know about. I've already mentioned their prayer, sponsored by Stop, and again, that's 10 till 2. There's several other things that will be taking place tomorrow. The Foot Soldiers Park at 1705 Selma Avenue will be having their third annual Candy Walk Bridge, the Blue Creek Trail, tomorrow. Also, Get Fit Health in Selma Street Olympics tomorrow morning from 8 a.m. until 1 p.m. at McRae Games Learning Center, 1101 Woodrow Avenue. The 5K and Fun Walk start has been canceled, so that won't be happening. But everything else, all of the scheduled activities will be taking place. Um, the Alabama Scenic River Trail, Alabama's 650 longest U.S. paddle race, starts tomorrow through October 14th. You're able to watch it live at am650.com, number 650. And of course, also tomorrow, the historic airing of the Quilts Festival from 9 a.m. until 12 noon at 120 County Road 29 in Boykin. You can go to airingofthequilts.org for more information. And Reverend B.L. Tucker and Trinity Baptist in Marion, their annual women's luncheon is to wear pink. Lunch will be served. They have door prizes from 10 a.m. until 12 noon, 501 Carroll Street in Marion. Well, Reverend B.L. Tucker is the pastor. Saw him yesterday, in fact. He's looking good. He's still at it. Good morning. Good morning, Reverend Tucker. How are you this morning? So those are some of the main things. Oh, but there's one more thing coming up on Sunday. I don't know what this is, folks. And I hope I'm not offending anyone, but St. Paul's Episcopal Church is having blessing of the animals. I've got to find out what this is. Blessing of the animals. At 4 p.m. You know, every denomination has something a little different that they do. Well, this is one I'm not familiar with. It's going to be at 210 Lauderdale Street in St. Paul's Courtyard, and you can call 874-8421 for more information. That sounds like fun. Blessing of the animals. I might bring a few cats. I've got a few cats to be blessed and prayed over at least. Before you're on the air. It's a pagan holiday. Yeah, the Episcopal Church is kind of old. I mean, they're really established old traditional denomination, so I'm pretty sure it's safe. You know what I mean? You know, I'm pretty sure they're probably lean more towards some level of conservatism. Well, I don't expect they'll be cutting any ghost throats. I don't expect they'll be doing any blood ceremonies. I doubt that. This is to be blessing. I'm going to try to make a lifelong. I'm thinking lifelong. About the Pope. Oh, Charlie Kirk. I hadn't seen any of the comments. I think I vaguely remember the Pope saying something about Charlie Kirk, but you know, organized religion. They, I'd have to hear what he said, and then I'd have to hear it in its full context because I do not trust mainstream legacy media interpretation of almost anything because they're putting too much of a spin on information on that play part of a person's comment and then give you the wrong interpretation of what the person meant when they said it. So I'd have to see and hear what the Pope said. No, but I saw that. They're talking about what happened at the United Nations, I believe. And so highly suspect, highly suspect. Well, I would think that by now, the people who don't like Donald Trump, who are hoping that he will not win again, that should have told them everything. The fact that he won a second term after all of the attempts to put him in jail, that should have, I would, I'd be wondering, I'd be scratching my head about where he's at. All right, thank you for calling 875-1490 and 1492 are the numbers to call if you have comments or questions. But no, this blessing of animals and other events that denominations of various religious organizations sponsor, and I try to have an open mind. Uh, it's not like a cult. Now, Jim Jones in Jonestown and Guyana was a cult. And so I stay away from those kinds of events. And so common sense, all we have to do is use our common sense, and it can go a long way in deciding what we expose ourselves to. But certainly, use common sense in determining what I'm going to even waste my time investing my time in. Time, you can't get time back, folks. You can get money back, but you can't get time back. Viewpoint. Good morning. How are you this morning? Doing fine. Fine. About the about the escalator stopping as he and the first lady are on their way up in the United Nations. I haven't seen that footage. I'd have to take a good close look, but the United Nations is one of those buildings. They're supposed to be prepared for any mistake. That's the way it is. That's just like in theater. You have to be prepared for when things go wrong. You don't. I can't. You can't. I cannot excuse how many? I don't know how many $1 billion. The United, and I've been to the United Nations. That's a lot of money. They have no excuse to make those kind of mistakes. But they're supposed to. Something should have kicked in right away. I'm just saying that's the way. That's what money is supposed to be able to do. Well, then there should be a backup. This shouldn't have took but a few seconds to react. Well, okay. That's how you see it. My viewpoint is if you've got billions of dollars and and you have and you're in a building that represents the world, and you got, and in theory, the most brilliant people in the world are in the United Nations. So I can't see that. I can't see that. No, I can't give them. I don't give them an excuse for that. Oh well, what if then the teleprompter? Now, what if it's just a good thing for President Trump that he can speak on this? He can think on his feet. Again. There's too much money involved. Okay, all right. Well, that's your take on it. That's not how I see it. Okay, that's your truth. That's your reality. Now, what were you offended? How were you offended by Charlie Kirk? About the black pilot? Well, let's talk about that for a minute. And I laugh because so many things are taken out of context. And first of all, the backdrop was okay. DEI is designed to get more minorities into various positions. The question becomes, and this is different. If a person is involved in an affirmative action program that prepares you to become a qualified individual in a particular area or pilot, that's one thing. But if your company has said, we're going to go out of our way to put minorities in place and not put an emphasis on training and competence, then no, I'm not getting on the plane either. Oh, you don't care. You don't care whether that's the problem. You don't care whether or not a black person is competent or not. Just put him in office because he's black. And so when everything goes to hell, you don't have anything to want. You don't have anybody to blame but yourself. I'll try to, but you say some outrageous things. I apologize. Go ahead. Who? No, tell me who. Black women? Okay, that's what you say. Again, those figures, I'd have to verify all of that. Doggone right, I better. Well, I see a whole lot more minorities that seem to be very well educated in this country. I'd have to see what the numbers say. So you say that, but on the other hand, you have other reports that come out and say more black women have been fired. The last 6 months, people just say what they want to say to justify their position or agenda. See, there you go. There's the perfect example. Go ahead. Where is your evidence? Where is your evidence? Hey, look, I hear you. But you're talking to the wrong person, you know, because since I've been a teenager, I've walked through doors that they said nobody could walk through, whether you're black or white. So I know the value of knowledge and competence.
Well, not everyone can have their job, you know.
I don't know. We have to deal with it on a case by case basis. Some have gotten through as a result of just the color of their skin. Some have not.
And, you know,
Yeah, yeah, that may be true, but I mean, I don't know why. Again, you know, I just can't. I don't like to make blanket statements, even when it comes to a plane crash. Was it pilot error, or was it the wind, or was it the landing gear, or equipment failure? I just don't make blanket statements like that. I didn't do that with the black pilot. I agree with Charlie Kirk. I agree with if the company is if the company's practice is to hire people because they're a certain color and not because they're qualified, I'm not getting on the plane either. I didn't say that's the whole point. You know, where's your proof? You're asking me where's my proof. I'm asking you where is your proof that that's not happening? Oh, you saying you don't have proof? You can't prove it. You can't prove your point either, huh? Look, if I had the time, then he may have used an example that would take a little more difficulty to get the information. No, I don't think it's racist. No, you know what? What I think about black people that react like that, I think they're insecure. I'm not that insecure in my own abilities. I'm not that insecure about my race, so it doesn't threaten me. So I don't have to overdo. I don't have to overdo anything. Huh? Oh yeah, well you can say what you want to say. I don't even. You don't care about your race. You like to see the teenagers in Chicago mowed down like animals. That's how you think about it. Now where's your love? Well, well, this crazy man has got to get ready to take a break. Let me let you make your crazy closing remarks. I know some lawyers I wouldn't follow into a bathroom. Thank you for calling. We'll be back with more. Academic does not make you an expert. We'll be back with more after these messages.
Have you been to see us yet this year? If not, then why not? Insurance companies requiring you to have an annual wellness visit. Selma Doctor's Clinic is here to help you with just that. Call us today at 334-874-9064 to make an appointment. Selma Doctor's Clinic would like to thank all of our new and existing patients for trusting us with all of their healthcare needs. We have Dr. Parchman Sr., Dr. Parchman II, Dr. our nurse practitioner, Mary Elizabeth Switzer. They are all accepting new patients and accept most major insurances. We are located at 509 Parkman Avenue, just right off of Dallas Avenue. Call us today at 874-9064 to make an appointment, and walk-ins are always welcome. We look forward to seeing you here at the office at the Selma Doctor's Clinic, where we are always here for you.
Banking the way it should be. At First Federal Bank means you never have to worry about the season or the weather with online banking. It's always there and always on, 24/7, 365, even on holidays.
I'm Richard Walters, President of First Federal Bank, here to let you know that all of our online banking resources have been invaluable to our First Federal. Although our lives are open, personal and business customers have discovered how convenient and easy it has become to manage financial resources without having to come inside the room. And all of our online services, including local banking app, are free. Visit firstfederal.com to get all the information. Feel free to call any of our locations in Selma, Troy, or Gulf Shores for any questions or information. Banking the way it should be at First Federal Bank means we are constantly focused on the very latest technology for customer convenience and overall satisfaction. We would love for you to join our growing community bank member FDIC equal housing lender.
The all-new Alabama School for Healthcare Science is under construction in Minneapolis and is a tremendous investment in specialty public high school opportunity for students all over Alabama. To get all the exciting information, make plans to attend the kickoff informational meeting coming up Monday, October 6th at Wallace College in Selma. The meeting takes place at 5:30 in the Hank Sanders Room, number 112. ASHS President Dr. Jimmy Martin and other members of the leadership team will share the exciting vision for Alabama's newest specialty high school for science. Parents, 8th graders, and community members will learn about preparing students in the workforce directly with credits after high school. Skills, certifications, confidence, and most of all, high-paying jobs in healthcare. This free public high school is opening new doors for students all across Alabama. You can Wallace College Selma at Hank Sanders Room 112 this Monday, October 6th at 5:30. Get all the information about this innovative educational opportunity. The Alabama School for Healthcare Science.
1490 WHBB Viewpoint, you're on the air. Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing fine. I worry about that thing. We are missing $2 million. Nobody's saying and I've been told that they had to get auditors in here to see what's going on with the $2 million. I understand what problem really happened. Do that. And then they send it back to me. I don't understand this.
Well, that's a good question. I don't, I understand that there was an 11% shortfall and the $2 million plus spent, and nobody knows the answer. Like you said, I think that those are really critical. That's really important. People need to know what happened with the money.
Everybody went quiet. Everybody said, "Children, no good." Now, that it's so many.
Wow. Well, 4 million if we accept Youngblood's question, then is 4 million.
That's right. We were talking about who's around there. He said, she didn't have to do it, but I appreciate her for doing it. She said, it's so moving now. How are we going to get it? People in houses?
Well, and this is what I mean about the value of transparency and competence. I'm not calling anybody incompetent, but I'm saying that if you have people who are have the skill set, administrative skill set, then that automatically implies that financial accountability is a priority. If you got people, so that all of that comes with, for me, with being competent. as it relates to financial competence and being able to be transparent so that at any given moment, the people know that we know where we are financially. I don't hear those kind of problems in the county. I don't hear that kind of a problem with the county commission under probate judge Jimmy Nunn.
Exactly. But I also understand that the overburdened. I can tell you, the overburdened. Probably with some problems or angry people, but they're overburdened. And so I guess it's going to hire about it to see what happens.
No, they have had this council and mayor have had an opportunity and the previous to bring in the kind of there was an accounting firm, I believe they're located in Demopolis, that specialize in government accounting. It's just like the law. You have people that specialize in criminal law, corporate law, divorce law. Well, accounting is the same. There's an accounting firm, I believe they're out of Demopolis. I met the gentleman who specialized in government accounting, and they were able to help. I think it was York. They turned them around simply by giving them the proper tools to work. So, but this council decided one previous one, and I remember City Council President Boyd brought him to the table, but the council voted against it. They didn't want that kind of competence.
Not control, but we need to steer. We're going to do taking from the city hall, even on the kids. What happened to $4 million? That's all I have to say on that.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. And I agree with it. I think we need to know. You know, if there's $4 million missing, there's no reason for us not to know. Now, let me switch gears just a little bit, and it's really not switching gears because this issue about DEI and affirmative action and the level playing field and all of that. And there was a time when it was necessary. But now, and I'm going to give you a perfect example. We have another opportunity that presenting itself Monday at Wallace Community College, on the campus of Wallace Community College, Selma. There will be um, the first statewide meeting of many with the Alabama School of Healthcare Sciences. They're looking for students that they can help prepare. Let me prepare in capital letters. They're going to go through, if they're chosen, they can go through the selection, they can go through the training they need to go through and get the knowledge they need to be competent. Now, so when these kind of opportunities come up, many times minorities are the last ones to show up. They don't take advantage of these kinds of opportunities or this kind of training. Then DEI would not be an issue. You wouldn't have to worry about whether the doctor or the nurse is competent or qualified. You know, they got the same training. Don't make any exceptions. So it starts with what? Participating. If you don't participate, don't ask to get in front of the line. Don't come to the line and we've been sitting here waiting in line like the illegal immigrants. We're sitting waiting in line to get, you know, you've been waiting like everybody else, waiting your turn. And then here come 10 people to run in front of you because of whatever the reason is. That's wrong. What persuasion you are. But anyway, I'm not going to get into that too deep this morning. I feel that way, you know, really hard. So if you want to eliminate the need for affirmative action in the 21st century, or the need for DEI, then participate. and take advantage of these kinds of events as they come up. Now, I am going to, yesterday I interviewed the president, Dr. Martin, Dr. Jimmy Martin of the Alabama School of Healthcare Sciences. And he explained what this is about. If people don't show up to the meeting, if parents don't try to push, look, you know what? If my father hadn't made me get up every morning, Monday through Friday, at 5-ish before school, and he would take me down to WTQX Radio, and Ace Anderson was on from 6 until 9, and I would go in and do sport. I learned how to do sports. In other words, my father pressed me into service. He made me. I didn't have a choice. And now I thank God that I didn't. Because what started out as what I thought was a hobby became a profession that I've been in over 50 years. In every city I've been in. I laugh about I didn't have time in New York. In New York, I'm not gonna tell you about New York. But Philadelphia was the last major market that I was on the air. And so, and everywhere I've been at the top of my profession. I wasn't number one, I was number 3. The stations I worked at were usually in the top 3 in the market because of what I was prepared. So this is so. Now just imagine if in the 8th grade, 9th grade, you graduate from the 12th grade and you already have 3 years of instruction in medical healthcare sciences, way ahead of the game. But I'm not going to say any more except that participate. If you don't participate, don't complain. And don't say somebody is racist. Racist because I didn't participate to learn. I didn't have enough get up and go to invest my time to learn the profession I want to get in. I want a handout. But anyway, that's another story. I'm going to play this interview that I did with Dr. Martin on yesterday. He is the president of the Alabama School of Healthcare Sciences, and they'll be kicking off their statewide knowledge is power, their informational meeting this Monday at Wallace Community College. How much does it cost? Only your time. This is the interview with Dr. Martin.
Today, I have as my guest Dr. Jimmy Martin, and he is the president of an organization that is really getting a lot of things done and has really made some major accomplishments. That's the Alabama School of Healthcare Sciences. Hello, doctor. How are you?
Good. Thank you for having me.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, and where you grew up, and your background, and what you do, and how you became president of the Alabama School of Healthcare Sciences.
Okay. I'm actually from Smith Station, Alabama. Originally around Phoenix City, Smith Station area. Went to high school there and graduated from Auburn. I was actually in the band at Auburn University when I was an undergrad, and I received my doctorate at Auburn also. This is my 37th year in education, and actually within that span, I served as a high school band director, a middle school principal, a high school principal, and then previous to taking on the role as president of the Alabama School of Healthcare Sciences, I was a school district superintendent for 16 years. I was 10 years over in Georgia as a school district superintendent and 6 in Alabama previous to taking on this role. One of the reasons I took on this role was because, this is a new initiative. This is something that has not been done in our country, a residential high school focused solely on health care. and healthcare professions and things of that sort. And it was an opportunity that we can make a difference, not just in the lives of students who go there, but in the lives of the people that they serve after they finish high school, or if they want to go on the post-secondary career, it gives them a jump start.
Wow, you have a broad and deep background. Tell us about what you're going to be doing at Wallace Community College on Monday evening. And then we also want to talk a little bit about what the organization is and what you're hoping to accomplish. And I understand this is the first of many state-wide meetings.
Yes, it is. As a matter of fact, this is our first meeting that we're having. Selma's going to be, because we're actually partnering with Wallace. Selma is one of our post-secondary partners in this endeavor, and we felt that it would be good for us to start our journey on our student recruitment journey there, because they're one of our partners as far as post-secondary. But what we're going to be doing there is more or less giving prospective students and their families information about the school, letting them know the details and things associated with it, and see if it's just the right fit for them in their educational journey. One of the things that we're really looking for is if we have a student that has a willingness to serve others and has a true passion for the field of healthcare, this is an opportunity. I call it a golden opportunity, and we're going to start in Selma on our first stop. We have several stops mapped out. I mean, we have some up in the Tennessee Valley, in Huntsville, Decatur. We have one that's actually down in Mobile, one in Smith Station over in East Alabama in Lee County, and we also have one set up in Sylacauga. So we're canvassing the state really to try to let people know about our school and really see if it's a good fit for them, and really try to. This is like you said earlier. This is a statewide school, so the students that we have coming to this school are going to be from all across the state of Alabama. They're going to come to Demopolis. I know the first year we're going to be housed over at UWA in Livingston for year one, which will be next fall. And then the following year we will have a brand new campus here in Demopolis adjacent to Whitfield Hospital. So it's going to be just a great thing. I'm excited about it, and our team's really excited about it.
So this is really something like, I guess this is a specialty school, and I believe there's only like 3 or 4 other specialty schools in the state that deal. I think Mobile has one that deals with math, right?
Yes, it's Mobile has the Math and Science School. Birmingham has the School of Fine Arts, and then Huntsville has the School of Cyber Technology and Engineering. So the one that we have in Demopolis is for healthcare sciences, and we're the newest one. And this is a great opportunity for our kids who really want to focus on this area and get truly inundated into the healthcare industry and in the healthcare careers. I mean, our students, when they leave our school, they're going to have the opportunity to either go directly to the workforce or have a real huge jump start going into college. And it's an awesome opportunity for students and families. One thing that is great about it is they're going to have a great deal of their college education behind them when they graduate high school. So it's going to be actually a cost savings to their family too, as far as in their pursuit if they want to go post-secondary right after graduation, or if they want to go to work directly after it. I mean, they have that opportunity right after high school. So
what age group, what is the earliest a student can start, and typically what kind of talent or skills, natural skills, what do you think a student who is good for the healthcare industry, what kind of personality traits should the parents be looking for, in the community? Yes. And, the thing, what we're doing with our first class is we're admitting 9th graders, next year's 9th grade class. So it will be this year's current 8th graders, so that our 9th graders will be coming in next year.
and our goal is hopefully to have represented close to around 100 kids from all across the state of Alabama. And some of the skills we're looking for, like I said earlier, one is just that willingness to serve and a compassion for other people. I mean, if you got that's something that we need in our healthcare industry, and people who actually employ people. They want people that are competent, but they want people who care and have soft skills, the willingness to be to work on time and do the things that and do the things go beyond just the norm. And that's what we're trying to do with this school, is trying to instill the skills and really get the type of kid that's really wanting to do more than what they would normally do in their regular high school. The thing too, as far as academically, we want a student that's really interested in healthcare, interested in science, things of that sort, has a mind of inquiry, one that just wants to go beyond what's normally required. And there's a lot of kids that are out there that want to do more and become more, and this is an opportunity for them.
So what? It sounds good. How would a student that lives in another part of the state, say from Huntsville or even Selma, if they became a student, what about the living arrangements? Are there any accommodations that for 100 students? How do you plan that? How is that going to be handled?
We're actually a residential high school, so we have dorms very similar to colleges and things of that sort. Though we're going to have, with us having, obviously with the age students we have, it's going to be a greater degree of supervision and safety practices put into place just because of the age of the students we have. But it's a residential facility, and it gives our students a chance to, one, collaborate, also to understand what teamwork is, because, in the medical field, teamwork is essential. It's something essential where you have to coordinate care plans and things of that sort for patients and everything. And that's why we feel that teamwork is very important. And that's why we feel the service component is very important. And that's something that we're going to do as part of our campus life. And we're trying to, and our goal is really to kind of operate as really kind of a healthcare community in itself. And it's something that's just really exciting. We're going to have a lot of activities built in. We're actually going to have student clubs and organizations. We're going to have some intramural type activities and sports, and we're also going to engage our students as far as the interest that they may have in what, if they want to do some form of interscholastic athletics also. But at this time, we just want to gauge our students' interest in what they would like to do. But we are doing a lot of intramurals, having a lot of student activities and things of that sort, some community activities built in to try to really keep our students involved and keep them excited about being part of the team.
Okay, speaking of team, you have a leadership team, I understand, in place as well that's helping with the Alabama School of Healthcare Sciences. Can you tell us about your leadership team and the history and mission of the Alabama School of Health Sciences, and then what we can expect on Monday at Wallace Community College in Selma?
We have right now, we operate with 4 basic core beliefs, and that's, compassion, innovation, integrity, and service. Those are our 4 core beliefs as far as our school and what we're building our school on. But our goal is basically to develop the healthcare leaders of tomorrow. That's really what we're wanting to do through our school. In our leadership team, we actually have as our Dean of Students is Dr. Antonio Cooper, and his background, he worked in the curriculum section at Vestavia Hills. He was their director of curriculum. He also did the career technical program at Vestavia Hills, and he's going to act as our Dean of Students. And he's one that's really kind of building the student life component of our campus. and, in building a robust student experience for our students that are going to be on the campus of the Alabama School of Healthcare Sciences. Our Dean of Curriculum and Instruction is actually Laura Bailey. Laura Bailey comes to us from the Alabama State Department of Education, and she was a career tech administrator with the Alabama State Department of Education, and her specialty was working with the healthcare curriculum. So she has come to us from Montgomery at the State Department of Education, and our director of admissions is Miss Susanna Spiegel. She's actually a graduate of Demopolis High School. And this is her native community, and she actually is coming to us from Marion Military Institute, and she worked in their admissions department over there. And then my executive assistant is Sierra Steen, and she actually came to us from Robinson Bank here in Demopolis. So we've got a mix of people from across the state, but also have people that are here local. Our chief financial officer is Kelly Brazier, and she's from Opelika, Alabama. And she's originally from Crenshaw County down in Laverne, but she came to us from Auburn City Schools and their finance department. And so she's our chief financial officer here at the school also. So that's our leadership team, and very, very, very good group of people, people that really care about this school and really care about the mission of the school and seeing it grow and thrive.
So how do you see this being able to help bridge the gap in rural Alabama, and as it sounds like you're the only ones right now in the nation, but just rural America. How do you help bridge that gap?
Well, one thing we have is, we all know this, is that all of the, like, every part of the healthcare industry is lacking in the workforce. I mean, it's there's more jobs than there are people that are qualified to serve in those roles, and so that has created what is a talent gap, more or less, or pipeline gap. And one thing that we have is, our goal is to try to graduate 100 people that are prepared to go to the workforce or go to college and further their education to help bridge that gap. And there's no place in Alabama that produces 100 healthcare workers a year. So, and that's going to be huge. And one of the things that we have here with our school is this, and this is the great part of it, is, this is going to benefit all of Alabama, because more than likely when these students graduate from here, they're probably going to go back to where they came from. And when they do, they're going to benefit their communities, and because they're going to serve in their communities, and they're going to help bridge that gap, not just here, but everywhere. And that's something that was one of the reasons that people ask, they asked me, they said, well, why did you put it in? It wasn't me, but why was it put in Demopolis? Why did the state choose to put it there? Well, one of the things that they did was this, is it's placed in Demopolis primarily for this, is if you're trained in a rural community, the likelihood of you serving in a rural community is very high. It's far more higher than, you doing it in a metro community. So that's one of the reasons we did that, because the fact is it's the hope of everyone involved, is that these students go back and serve rural communities all across Alabama.
And so how long is this process going to take in terms of when is the first group of graduates? I don't know. Yeah.
Well, what we have is next year's class will be our freshman class. So it'd be the class of 2030 would be our first graduating class. So our goal is that in 4 years we'll have a class of 100 students that will go out and be part of the healthcare industry across Alabama, or they may go to post-secondary and and finish a higher degree or what have you, and have a head start on that, and still come back and serve the healthcare needs of our communities across the state. And the thing here is this, and this is what's so special about it, is with what we're trying to do here by creating a culture of service, basically a culture of compassion, innovation, integrity, and service, is that not only will we produce people who are highly competent, highly skilled, but people that have the skills to go beyond just that. And that's why, and that's something that we're wanting to do to make it really special for the state of Alabama, is to go beyond just what's normally. The thing that gets me is, in today's world and today's culture, a lot of times people want to do just what's required and check the box and go on. But in today's world, we need to do more than just check the box. And that's our hope. What we're trying to do here with this endeavor is we're going to do more than just what's required. And that's the type of student we want too, is one that wants to do more and wants to be more. And, and the thing is, there's a lot of people out there like that, and we have a place for them here.
So now your first class is only going to be 100, and I say only 100 in terms of from a state standpoint. You know what I mean? What's the selection process? You got to hopefully go through a lot of students, but what will be the selection process?
Well, one thing is we opened up applications on October 1st, which was yesterday, and we did receive an application from Tuscaloosa on the first day. So we received an application from Tuscaloosa on the first day, which was awesome. And the thing we're doing is that part of our application process is one where they have to do some open-ended questions to tell us why they want to be part of the school and things of that sort. But also, we have recommendations forms from their schools, and basically where their school. Where they currently go to school, just trying to find out a little bit about them. Also, we have a portion that the parent fills out and everything, and why they would like for their child to be part of our school. And we try to take a holistic approach in looking at this, not just academic. We do look at their academics, but we look at also why they want to be part of the school and how they would like to make a difference. And we just try to take a true holistic view of that approach and just look at the things without even looking at their name, just look at those types of things. And then, and that's how we're basing our decision.
So now it's a public high school, so I'm assuming it's free?
Yes, it is.
And I guess you kind of fill people in on the residential aspect. I don't know how you handle that, or do you want to wait until you get with folks?
Well, what we have, I don't mind. What we have basically is that this is a free school. The thing that would be of any cost would be actually a dining plan, of that sort. Which that's something that we're coordinating right now with UWA for that first year. But it would be a dining plan cost. And then, we probably will have some small activity fee, but it will not be anything substantial of any sort, because, the governor and the state legislature intended for this to be a tuition-free campus. And our goal is really to try to make it easy for people to become part of it. If they really have that true desire and that true that true spirit in order to make a difference, and really just try to make it easily accessible for our folks across the state.
As we start winding down, can you give us a brief history? It seems like I remember Mr. Bloomberg out of New York, or the Bloomberg Foundation, making a major donation to this initiative. Is my memory correct?
Yes, you are. What we had is that about 2 to 3 years ago, the governor had actually actually proposed in her State of the State address this school. And then this school was subsequently passed by the Alabama State Legislature. And this proposal, when they did it, it was the first of its kind. And then there was actually a grant written to the Bloomberg Foundation, and the Bloomberg Foundation provided a huge grant, multi-million-dollar grant to help support this project to get it launched. Really to kind of get it launched, to get it off the ground. We also received some funding, a great deal of funding from the Alabama State Legislature to help support this school, and that's the reason why we're able to do it tuition free. Is because we're able to, because we have that financial backing in order to do this. And it's something that to operate a healthcare high school and actually get it started with all of the equipment cost and things of that sort is quite substantial, because that equipment is substantial as far as how much it would cost. I mean, some of the things that we want to do with the school is, provide the latest technologies as far as simulation tables and things of that sort. Some labs and things of that sort also for our students to actually get into the practice before they really see the real patients when they do clinicals. We want them to be prepared and be ready. So we're going to provide things that they will not get in their traditional high school. We would not be able to do that without the support of the Bloomberg grant nor the Alabama State Legislature. Those are things that everybody knew that this endeavor was a very ambitious one. It was very ambitious because they had not done a residential healthcare high school in this country. So it was a very ambitious endeavor, and Alabama is the first to do it as far as a residential healthcare high school. So it's my hope that, when we get this thing fully operational, that people from all across the nation are going to want to come and see what we're doing right here in Demopolis and try to replicate it across the nation.
So, okay. What are you hoping will happen in Selma at Wallace Community College Monday evening?
What I'm hoping is that and anyone that's interested in our school that's going into the 9th grade next year, anyone that's interested, please come. I mean, the thing is that just try to find out more about us and be able to see if this is the right thing for you. This is an opportunity. Like I said, it's a golden opportunity for students. And one thing that I can say too is this, and I'm talking from a parental standpoint, even though all my students have since graduated high school several years ago, but from a parental standpoint, college education costs a lot of money today. And by being part of this school, if you have a child that's interested in pursuing a college degree in a healthcare field, you're going to have a large portion of that college education behind you when you graduate high school, and it will be debt-free. So that's one thing that we really offer here that's going to be just phenomenal for our kids.
Well,
so I'm really excited. Go ahead. I'm really excited about it. This is something that when we go to Selma, I'm just, my dream is that we have a lot of people from the surrounding region that bring their kids in and at least try to find out what we're about. And then at that point in time, then they can make a choice if this is the road they want to go. But at the same time, just try to find out what we're about.
Well, I know it's important that a person has a passion for healthcare that's going to be dealing with patients, or they will probably, I would think, burn out real quick and not have any patience. But in addition to, and I'm just wondering, the healthcare side, there's a business side too, and I'm sure that they need people that know management And what if somebody went into private practice? They would know how to manage the business, and they would need probably some of the things you're going to give them, huh?
Yes, and we're doing that also. We're actually offering a pathway that basically deals with we're going to offer one that deals with the business side of it. We're also offering one that's obviously we're offering nursing. So when they graduate high school, they're graduate with an LPN, a licensed practical nurse, whereas most high school graduates graduate with a CNA. But we're graduating with an LPN, which makes them far more employable right out of high school. The other thing is we work with our post-secondary partners too, with UWA. Within 12 months after they graduate high school, if they go to school for 12 straight months, they could have a BSN, Bachelor of Science in Nursing. So that's a huge opportunity by being part of our school that they wouldn't get anywhere else. So, and the other thing we're looking at too that we're wanting our students to pursue too is actually techs. I mean, there are hospitals right now that are wanting techs, whether it be lab techs, pharmacy techs, things of that sort. And we're wanting to offer certifications in that where students, when they graduate high school, can walk right out and just get a job. And the other thing we're doing is biomedical research, which actually would be tied with a pre-professional degree, whether it be, going in to be pre-med or pre-pharmacy or pre-vet or what have you. I mean, it's just a pre-professional medicine curriculum.
Is there anything else you'd like to say to our audience in closing?
Well, one, I want to thank you a bunch for allowing me to come on and talk about something that I really am passionate about. I appreciate that. And I know this is an opportunity that if anyone out there really has a student that wants to be part of this, or anyone has a student that they feel might be a good fit within their school if they work within a school community, point them in our direction. This is an opportunity to really make a difference, not just in the lives of the students who go here, but the lives of the people they're eventually going to touch when they enter the field. And that's what's so powerful about this opportunity.
Well, thank you so much, Doctor. We look forward to seeing you at Wallace Community College in Selma, on the Selma campus on Monday. This Monday coming up, Monday, October 6th, from 5:30 until 7 at Wallace Community College. And the Hank Sanders room.
So much.
Yes, sir.
It is. It's in the Hank Sanders building, room, I think it's room 1112. So, and we just appreciate everything everybody's doing to help support us.
And that was Dr. Jimmy Martin, the president of the Alabama School of Healthcare and Sciences. So to my African-American listeners, and specifically to those who like to play the victim card, woe is me. The white man stopping me from doing what I got to do. I can't get a job. Well, is it because I'm black, or is it because I'm not qualified? That's the question. So here's an opportunity to get the kind of skills to become qualified. Let me say this. Now I remember when Miss Jeannie Evans and others with her, and when she was one of the advisors and nurse practitioners with the vocational school out at Southside, Tipton rather, in Dallas County, and what they did to how they prepared those students. By the time they left high school, they had enough experience and had proper instruction where they could go into the workforce. They knew what they were doing. And if you listen closely to Dr. Martin, when they got out, then during that time, they would have one level of certification. But now with this school, a nurse would come out as an LPN, and then another degree he mentioned. You know, my whole point is, you know, it bothers me when I hear people whine and complain, because people a lot of times are making excuses. Now on this pilot thing, and I don't like to brag, but this just happens to be a fact. I met one of the first Black commercial pilots in the United States. I was in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He and a lady by the name of Selma Burke, she was in her 80s when I met her. He was still a young man. They were friends, and they invited me out to lunch in Bucks County, Pennsylvania. I haven't had a chef salad that's matched it yet. And it was a beautiful scenery. But Selma Burke, let me tell you who she was. And she graduated from North Carolina State University, I believe. But she is the woman that sculptured the bust of the dime of Franklin Roosevelt. You know, the dime has the bust of Franklin Delano Roosevelt. I don't know how many people know. A Black woman was the sculpture that's used. But she was used not because she was Black, but because she knew what she was doing and she had mastered her profession. She was married to one of the DuPonts. They disowned him. That's the history in terms of when it was, you know, when racism was at its height and segregation and prejudice, you know. But he wasn't. Mr. DuPont of the DuPont Paint Company in Delaware, yeah, he married Selma Burke, an African-American woman. His family disinherited him and disowned him. But guess what? They made it anyway. They made millions anyway. And so Selma Burke sculptured the bust of Franklin Roosevelt, Franklin Roosevelt. And so they took me to lunch. And, you know, and as I recall the conversation I had with the Black pilot, he talked about how difficult it was and how strenuous his training was and how he had to be sober. You know, you can't be a pilot and, you know, if they smell alcohol on a pilot's breath, I don't care what color you are, you get grounded. You know, so it's a lot of things that go into that. And I met him in the 80s. And he had been piloting for several years, but he said he was qualified. So chances are you're not going to run into, well, I don't know, that has changed. The DEI thing did start changing the equation. Let me say one other thing, and then we're going to go to the phone line and take a break. See, I'm going to tell you about what I've experienced, not about what somebody told me or some narrative that I'm regurgitating. When I was in Virginia, I became intimately familiar with the first Black lawyer in Virginia, Tom Walker. And his story was he walked from Gloucester, Virginia to Hampton, Virginia, over 50 miles to go to school. He had one pair of pants and a shirt that he would wash every day and night. And he went through Hampton. In fact, it is his home that Booker T. Washington ended up living in before he went to Hampton. So it's a lot of history, man. But these guys, they didn't play that. They didn't play running the victim card and excuses. They learned, they mastered their profession. They mastered their craft, and knowledge is power. So if you care anything about your students, if they have these kind of skill set, if they have a personality where they care about people, he said they want people that care about somebody first. Don't go into nursing or don't want to be a doctor if you don't care about somebody. You're just going into it for the money, you know, and become qualified, get the skill set. But it all starts with what? Going to a meeting. And many times we're guilty of not attending these very important meetings. And then we're the first ones to say, oh, I'm being discriminated against because I'm Black. I know I didn't go to the meeting. I know I didn't find out what I need to do to get qualified, but that don't mean that. I ain't talking about that. You discriminating against me because I'm black. Viewpoint, you on the air.
Well, I don't know what kind of conversation you all had earlier. I've spent several times in the kitchen and with other people in the house. I can't turn it up to full rate, as far as I'm moving around. And so it has been the volume has been pretty low. And each time I step out, I hear a long discussion. Therefore, I haven't gotten a chance to talk. Randy, first of all, for the people who want to complain about those of us who do call, if they have something to say that that's of value, they should call themselves and share it with the community. I think that's how the community grows. Man, I want to also comment. You mentioned earlier about the influence that a lot of our old black women, I'm sure that's who you were around.
I was around. I was around a lot of them. Every black woman in my family, older black woman, had a very positive influence on me. But it didn't make me want to be gay though, and they weren't encouraging gayness. They tell you to stand up and be a man.
Listen, those women were phenomenal. Just the influence, even with your quiet spirit. And really, having said that, I just wanted to go also mention the issue of the article that I was referring to from excuse me, district attorney, Mr. Turner, was about people willing to say that they are quiet, or willing to be quiet, as opposed to willing not to, to divulge information that might be detrimental or harmful to others. So I think that's what he was implying. That's when I wanted to get further into it. So I didn't do the article again. I didn't do the article again.
Well, no, let me. What I'm saying is that this is 2025, and that we do not have the same landscape that we had in 1965. And before I criticize or before I accuse someone of holding me back because of my color, have I done everything I can do to prepare myself for a profession? Yeah, I'm not worried about them. I hate to put it to you like that because they have to handle their own business. But the black community has got to handle its business first, then criticize.
Black people are prepared, but they are still discriminated against. So you can read all of the really. Thomas is not qualified. Let me tell you something. The people in Selma helped get him in. You all know I know it. They lied and sent representation from this area in order to help get him in. And he has been a disaster to the cause of progression.
He's been a disaster for people who are liberal, maybe, but not for conservatives. And there's nothing wrong with having more than one point of view.
Well, conservatives haven't done anything but take so many steps back.
They've been encouraging people to have a family, and they've been trying to stop influencing children to be transgender. They're trying to keep a moral code in place. What's wrong with that? I'm asking the question: why are people so offended by Christianity?
I know. Okay, you're telling me what I need to do.
I'm not telling you anything. I'm asking a question.
Not personally. I'm telling you that's something else. That's what the purposes are all about. You dictate to me what I need to do, and you have the authority to do anything.
Well, I think one of the principles in Kwanzaa, and again, I'm going for my people who like to go pro-black, but they evidently haven't read all 7 principles of Kwanzaa. I think it's Kuji Chagalia that talks about being independent. To be independent, it doesn't matter. A person can't stop you from doing what you want to do.
those things are, and then I don't know when you want to come out, but I don't waste my time a lot now. But I do want to say that, oh my God, I don't know, one of these children in the background, they take my mind out of whatever my thoughts are. Anyway, I just wanted to know that, several, please don't go back into the stuff that y'all practice. Okay, please don't. Because you got a long way to come and you still haven't gotten there yet. 30 years ago, almost 35 years ago, when I came to this town, just really listen to people. And you have people like Miss Adam. I think about all the people that you gave a chance to and what they did to bring harm to our community. But you don't overlook that, and then you want to point out individuals that have not gone the road to get along. I just thought about thank you.
All right, thank you for calling. And again, this morning I've been experimenting with YouTube. We're live on YouTube right now, and now I'm trying to get the camera right now. We got the camera going. This will be downloaded to Facebook later today, but I think so far it looks like YouTube might work out pretty good. Let's take this break, and I'll be back with more. Got a few commercials to run. And after these messages, and we'll be back with more after this.
Who do your friends and family trust their automobile maintenance and repairs to? Most of them are going to tell you. Benny Austin at City Tune-Up. Benny is an ASE certified master technician and makes sure that every vehicle is cared for properly. For honest, dependable, and guaranteed service for repairs on your automobile, call 334-874-6689 for City Tune-Up, 2899 Citizens Parkway, Selma. Dave's Market now makes and sells delicious hot Hunt Brothers Pizza. One topping or 10, the price is the same. That's right, no extra charge for extra topping. And yes, Dave's also makes and sells Hunt Brothers Wings too. Both are delicious. Call the store at 334-431-5267 and place your order, and they'll bring it out to you. Or have them make it like you want it while you're shopping in the store. Hunt Brothers Pizza, now at Dave's Market, Highway 22, Valley Grant. Since the recent storms, there's been a lot of interest in backup generators. Did you know there's a local business that sells, installs, and maintains Generac generators? You know, it's a pretty helpless feeling when the electricity's out for days or even weeks at a time. A Generac generator will automatically come on and run your home or business when there's a power outage, and it might be more affordable than you think to have one. Adam Brady at Brady Construction offers standby Generac generators, portable generators, power washers, plus the parts and accessories. Brady Construction can order, install, and maintain your equipment. Low-interest financing options are available right now through Synchrony Bank or other local lenders.
I'm Adam Brady. Call me and see how easy it can be to have a quality Generac generator for your home or business. That's Adam Brady at Brady Construction, 334-419-0577. That's 334-419-0577.
Valley Grand Pharmacy is excited to relocate to their all-new Dates Market on Highway 22 in Valley Grand. Pharmacist Susan Prince and her staff are anxious to continue serving existing customers and looking forward to meeting new customers who enjoy shopping at Dates Market. For existing customers, the transition from prescriptions to the new location is seamless. All existing prescriptions and medical records have been brought with us to the new location. Adam Seeley is enjoying taking care of customers at Dallas Avenue Pharmacy, while Austin Triplett will spend time at many of the other pharmacies, including Brown Drug, Med Center, Dallas Avenue, and the new Valley Grand Pharmacy. Now is the time to get the jump on flu season by getting your vaccines. Get the flu shot, pneumonia, shingles, and other vaccines at any of the Brown Drug family of pharmacies. We're growing thanks to tremendous customer support from folks just like you. Caring for you and about you.
1490 WHBB Viewpoint, you're on the air.
Good morning, Randy.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Doing fine. I'm doing fine. What's on your mind?
Yeah. Miss Carly,
What was that?
this is Jeannie Evans.
Oh, hey, how you doing? I just brought your name up, and I had to talk about how wonderful of a job you guys did, and you in particular, with helping our young ladies and some of the men that got involved in healthcare. You know, when they graduated from high school, they had some sort of a certification, and they knew what they were doing, huh?
Yes, sir, and I'm seeing multiple students around in the different healthcare agencies around the city and the state, actually, that are functioning and certified, registered nursing.
Certified nurses? Are they black? Are they African American?
Both.
And they I was going to say, you mean to tell me they're hiring African Americans and not being discriminated against?
If you're qualified, Randy, you can get a job any place, and especially in healthcare, because there is a shortage of healthcare workers in the whole United States. So it doesn't really matter.
I wouldn't think so. I have to, and I knew that you were going to say that because I know you and your late husband. You guys didn't play that being unqualified. You know what I mean? know your game at least, huh?
That's right. I have a different hat today that I'm calling about. I'm in a different arena right now. I'm working in celebration of my husband's legacy. We're working for the Golf Classic and Fun Day, which is going to be October the 15th at Valley Grand Golf Course. And in celebration of his life, my sons and I, Patrick, Dwayne, and Byron, are going on with his legacy, promoting his legacy with the Evans Special Needs Golf Tournament. And we are asking anyone who plays golf, or anyone who would like to donate to this 15th annual golf special fundraiser, charity golf course, golf classic, to come out on October 15th at the Grand Golf Course.
Well, hopefully you'll get a chance to come in before then also to talk about it.
I'd love to if it's possible, but I just wanted to put it out this morning that we are advertising the golf tournament, and of course the proceeds from the golf tournament go to the schools. Dallas County High School, Summer City School, and Cahaba Mental Health Center here in Selma. Last year we were able to give these agencies a sizable amount of money, and we hope to increase that this year with the donations and the support from our sponsors. I'm not going to try to name the sponsors, but we do have sponsors in Selma and the surrounding areas that help us with this golf tournament. And we give those donations to the schools. And in April or May, we actually have a fun day. It's called a fun day for our special needs children. And it's so much fun to see our children who are not able to all the time get out to proms and go to basketball, football games, to actually come out and have fun on that particular day. We try to have a theme every year. Last year it was a red carpet tennis shoe ball.
I was there. It was wonderful. Everybody was looking, you were looking good. Everybody was having a good time.
Right. The children were dressed up in their prom dresses. The guys were dressed up in their suits and bow ties, and they had fancy tennis shoes, and they walked the red carpet. So it was so much fun, and they had so much fun. We usually have good food, good entertainment. My son Byron did the music for us. He's doing a little DJing now. And then Angela Benjamin was our MC for that particular event. So the funds that anybody, if they would like to donate to this occasion, is is used for a very, very useful cause. So I'm just encouraging if anyone would like to donate, they can send it to the Every Special Needs Fund, P.O. Box 909, Selma, or they can just give me a call, 334-327-0326. And I would like to come in and we'll just talk a little bit more about this.
Well, maybe sometime next week. I think I should have some days open next week. So, and so I'm not looking at my calendar right now, but I know I've got a day or two that are open. If it's no more than next Friday, you know what I mean? I know next Friday is open. You want to do next Friday?
No, I'd rather do it earlier in the week if possible.
I think Wednesday. Let me make sure. I'm looking here. I don't have anything. How about Wednesday? Okay, Wednesday at 8 o'clock for Viewpoint.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. It's good to hear from you. Yes, ma'am. Okay. All right. You heard it. That was Miss Jeannie Evans in the 15th annual golf tournament coming up for special needs children. Let's take this last break, and I'll be back with more after these messages.
We're always telling you about the great bargains going on at Dave's Market in Valley Grande, and this week there's some good ones. Like Blackwell Angus beef eye of round roast on sale for $5.49 a pound. Whole boneless pork loin, $1.63 a pound. Jack-o'-lantern pumpkins, $4.49 each. And the 8-pound bag of russet potatoes for just $2.59. Dave's Market on Highway 22 in Valley Grande.
You know, for over 30 years, I've traveled the world chasing trophy fish, but my favorite is Southern Fried U.S. farm-raised catfish. Nothing reminds me of growing up like eating U.S. farm-raised catfish. When you add some hush puppies and a little bit of coleslaw on the plate, brother, it just doesn't get any better. My mouth is starting to water right now just thinking about eating some U.S. farm-raised catfish. Hey, if you're wondering what's for supper tonight, head on down to your favorite restaurant and say, bring me some good old U.S. farm-raised catfish. Visit uscatfish.com for more information.
Independent community pharmacy has never been more important to our community's health than now. With all the advances in treatments, people are able to live longer with serious medical conditions. Pilcher McBride pharmacists are experts in drug therapy and medication management, and the most accessible and available healthcare professionals to answer questions related to your prescribed medications. Pilcher McBride Drug Company cares about your health, and they're here to help. Located 101 Broad Street, historic downtown Selma.
Is your business protected against cyber attacks, viruses, malware, or ransomware? How much would it cost for your business to be shut down for a couple of days if one of these attacks were to happen and you lost all of your customer and billing data? One of the worst cyber attacks right now is ransomware, which literally holds all of your files for a large ransom. And these attackers are wanting big money to unlock your files, from $5,000 to $10,000 and much more. These ransoms also have to be paid by Bitcoin, which is cryptocurrency, a very difficult task in and of itself. If you're not prepared, you could be looking at several days of lost time and wages, along with the frustration for yourself, your employees, and your customers. With the right plan in place, the risk of your business experiencing such an attack can be greatly minimized by protecting your network, computers, and servers, along with a comprehensive backup plan. Computer and Data Network Services has the tools and the experience to custom tailor a solution that best fits your needs. Call us today for an appointment to discuss what we can do for you. Call us at 334-874-8324. That's 334-874-8324.
The all-new Alabama School for Healthcare Science is under construction in Demopolis and is a tremendous investment in specialty public high school opportunity for students all over Alabama. To get all the exciting information, make plans to attend the kickoff informational meeting coming up Monday, October 6th at Wallace College in Selma. The meeting takes place at 5:30 in the Hank Sanders Room, number 112. ASHS President Dr. Jimmy Martin and other members of the leadership team will share the exciting vision for Alabama's newest specialty high school for healthcare science. Parents, 8th graders, and community members will learn about preparing students to enter the workforce directly with college credits after high school. Healthcare skills, certifications, confidence, and most of all, high-paying jobs in healthcare. This free public high school is opening new doors for students all across Alabama. Be at Wallace College, Selma, in the Hank Sanders Room 112 this Monday, October 6th at 5:30 to get all the information about this innovative educational opportunity. The Alabama School for Healthcare Science.
1490 WHBB. We're just about out of time. In closing, yes, I do. I get aggravated and really frustrated to listen to people with that negative narrative about why you can't make it. I don't want to hear why I can't make it. Tell me how to make it. I remember interviewing Reverend the late Dr. F.D. Reese, and he talked about how even and especially during the Depression, the black students were getting hand-me-down books, but the same hand-me-down books produced giants, academic giants. I remember once I was in a community in Madison, Florida, in their high school, in schools, they had started a one-room school in the basement of a church. In that class, one of the gentlemen, at that time when we met and when I did the interview, was the vice president. He had risen to the level of being the vice president's bodyguard in the Secret Service. He was black. And another one, this is just two. They all had made significant contributions, had become the superintendent of schools for the largest school district in the state of Texas. Now, they overcame. They didn't listen to people telling them why they couldn't be whatever, huh? You have yourself a safe and enjoyable day. I'll see you Sunday morning at 9:30ish and Monday 6, the good Lord willing. It's 10 o'clock.
No vote would mean no end to the government shutdown. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, and that vote will come later.